Good day, everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of Theme Park Parlay here on Adventures with Parker. This is a series that I've been wanting to do here on the channel for a long time now, but of course I got busy and I wanted to make sure everything was perfect. But anyways, we're here now, finally! As a brief introduction, Theme Park Parlay will basically be a talk show all about theme parks from around the world. As you know, theme parks are a huge part of what we do here on Adventures with Parker. And on this new show, we'll be sharing some updates, rumors, opinions. We might do some armchair imagineering here and there. It's just going to be a fun way to chit-chat about the parks. And yeah, I am just so excited to finally be starting this project. That being said, I wasn't originally planning on debuting this show so soon. But yesterday morning, at 11 a.m., 150 days before the park opens for the 2020 season, Cedar Point did a live stream from the Rotunda of Hotel Breakers, announcing all of the new additions and experiences that the park will be offering for their 150th anniversary celebrations. And holy smokes, guys, there is so much to unpack here. So today, we're gonna break it all down and discuss everything coming to Cedar Point for CP150. Alright, first up, we're going to be talking about the new restaurants and restaurant renovations coming to Cedar Point in 2020. So let's start off with the French Quarter Confections. Now this is a complete redo of the old Bayou refreshments. And of course, we're going to be serving elephant ears, funnel cakes, and all that kind of stuff like they did before. But they're also going to be serving waffles and waffle on a stick and a bunch of other things. Those were just what they mentioned in the live stream. But look at this concept art, guys. This is beautiful. I just love New Orleans inspired food and architecture. So this is going to be a beautiful addition to Cedar Point. And this is going to be right at the front of the park. So this is going to be one of the first things you see. Wow, what a way to make a statement. Moving along, we have the Corral. Now the Corral has been a restaurant that has been at Cedar Point for quite some time. But of course, again, they're getting a complete refresh, a new look. This just looks so sleek and stunning and modern, and wow, I'm just very impressed at the design that's going into these buildings here. Now, of course, there's also going to be a couple menu changes coming along. One of the things they mentioned in the live stream was hand-breaded chicken tenders, but overall, Cedar Point is going for handmade, homemade kind of food, stuff that's fresh and high quality. All around, their menu is just improving. From what I've heard, Cedar Point food actually used to be really bad, but over the past couple of years, they've made these huge strides and bounds to become, from what I've heard, one of the best theme parks for food almost anywhere, with the exception of Disney and Universal. But yeah, that's the Corral. It looks wonderful. I definitely want to check it out. Moving right along here, we have the Mac Shack Mac and Cheese Bar. Now this looks really cool. So you're gonna get pasta and a cheese block, and then you're going to be able to customize it with different sauces and toppings and things like that. So I guess there's going to be different mac and cheese creations available, but I think you can also do stuff for yourself. But yeah, you can never go wrong with mac and cheese, especially when it's like the gourmet customizable style. And hey, that cheese block is such a creative idea. It looks really cool. Now here's a throwback to the 70s and 80s. That's the CP Juice Co. So back in the day, Cedar Point sold these fruit-shaped bottles of juice. And in 2020, they're making a comeback. So in these bottles, you're gonna be able to get juice, slushies, smoothies, and wow, they just look so quirky and cute. Like there's gonna be orange, grape, lemon, and apple-shaped bottles. It's just very Cedar Point. Like that's not something you see every day. It's just going to be a really cool experience while you're there, but you can also take the bottles home as a keepsake. So people who have been coming to Cedar Point for a long time probably remember these bottles from their childhood. So it's a great nostalgia thing to have them come back now. But then also for people like me who are only visiting Cedar Point for the first time this year, it's great that now I get to be a part of that legacy and tradition. And the last new restaurant for 2020 is The Roost, which will be selling chicken and tater tots. And this will be located along Lakeside Midway, where Mr. Potato used to be. The last food-related thing I want to talk about is Taste the Point, which will be a challenge to visit 15 different food locations throughout the park, trying different dishes along the way. If you can complete your quest, you can win a free exclusive t-shirt. Of course, you will have all season long to complete the challenge, so you don't need to worry about overstuffing yourself in one day. But yeah, this sounds like such a fun challenge. It's kind of like an all-season food and wine festival, and it's a great way to spotlight new food created for the 150th around the park. Next up is the reimagining of Town Hall, which is being described as a celebration of Cedar Point's history and a look to the future. On display will be previously unseen artifacts, ride blueprints, logo sketches, concept renderings, models, historical photos, and more. Now, Town Hall has always been a sort of Cedar Point museum, but with this reimagining, they're really trying to make Town Hall more than just that. There's going to be more of an interactive element involved, and like I said earlier, it'll also offer guests a look into Cedar Point's future. So maybe something in line with the Epcot experience, or a tease of the rumored 2021 coaster? I don't know, we'll have to see. Now, of course, with such a big milestone as 150 years, there's gotta be some good merchandise involved. And of course, Cedar Point has us covered with Celebration Central, which will be a renovation of the Pagoda gift shop, which will be your home for CP150 merch. Now, fun fact, the Pagoda used to be a post office back in the day, and this year they're bringing that aspect back. So you're gonna be able to make and send your own Cedar Point postcard for free at Celebration Central. Cedar Point is going all out with spoiling guests with these unique experiences, and I'm just so excited to experience it all. So Cedar Point is also enrolling an all-new button trading program. Now, this is so cool. Button trading has been a huge part of many theme parks, especially the Disney parks. If you're a fan of those, you know button trading is huge. And now it's finally coming to Cedar Point. So there's going to be hundreds of different designs, some vintage ones, some new ones, just different references from around the park and from Cedar Point's history. And yeah, it's just going to be awesome to see this program happen. Buttons are going to be $150 each, or 5 for $5, and you can buy these from the button stop, which will be located right next to Celebration Central. Along with this program will be a thing called Trading Tuesdays, where Cedar Point is going to be releasing an exclusive special edition button every Tuesday of the season that you can only get on that day. You're going to have to find an associate with that button on the lanyard, and that is the only way you can get that button. So you can't buy it, it has to be traded, and you have to be in the park to get it. And again, like I said, buttons are a huge part of the theme park experience, and I just really hope that something like this comes to the other Cedar Point parks. I would love to have buttons come to Canada's Wonderland. If you want to become a permanent part of Cedar Point's foundation, you can purchase a Legacy Walk brick. These are bricks that you can have engraved with your name and a clip art image that will be installed on the Cedar Point Midway. This sounds very reminiscent of the old Leave a Legacy monoliths at Epcot, and it's a great way to permanently commemorate the park's 150th. These bricks are actually already on sale from the park's website. I'll leave a link in the description down below, and they're $75 for a text-only brick, or $100 for a brick with text and clip art. You can also buy a mini replica of your brick for an additional $30. The Courtesy Corps are making a comeback in 2020. These were a team of guest services personnel stationed at kiosks around the park, available to help you with any questions you have. The return will see the team back in a slightly modernized way, and it'll be a fun nod to another piece of Cedar Point's legacy. 2020 will also see the addition of a couple of new tours around the resort, including a self-guided history tour that runs through a smartphone app. So you'll have the app on your phone, and as you get close to different areas around the park, you'll get a little pop-up, and you'll be able to see photos of how the area used to look, a couple of facts about that particular location. So it's a great way for guests to dive into the history of the park. The park will be bringing in local and regional bands to perform at different live entertainment venues throughout the season with their Bands in Residence program. Now, I just love it when parks integrate the local community and when they show support for local artists. So I'm a huge fan already of this Bands in Residence program, and it'll be a great way for guests to see different talent from the area. And now we're getting into the big stuff. I mean, all of these additions sound fantastic, but the next couple of things I'm about to talk about, these are what I consider the highlights. Starting with Celebrate 150 Spectacular, which will be a nighttime parade celebrating Cedar Point's history. It'll feature illuminated floats representing the park's different eras, live performers and acrobatics, and interactive stops along the parade route, where performers will actually get off their floats and party with the guests. Now this sounds absolutely incredible, and the concept art is so beautiful. It definitely sounds like something that Disney or Universal would do. It has that Disney Universal-esque vibe to it. When they announced it, I was just blown away. I still can't believe it. The parade will even have its own original musical score. Oh, I'm crazy excited for this, guys. I cannot wait. The parade will be happening every night from June 12th to August 16th. It wouldn't be a proper celebration without a new ride, and this year, Cedar Point is unveiling Snake River Expedition. This ride is essentially a resurrection of the old paddle wheel excursions that used to be on the lagoon, but this time, they're adding in immersive theming and storytelling elements. The story of the attraction takes place on Snake River, where you join Trapper Dan on one of his riverboats to complete a secret mission smuggling valuable bounty to safer waters. This ride will feature a mix of sets, animatronics, and live actors, along with an all-new custom-made boat vehicle. My goodness, this is something else. Cedar Point is really becoming a true theme park, and on top of everything else the park is doing, the park is really heading in the direction of becoming a Disney/Universal caliber park. I mean, honestly, this ride sounds like the love child of the Great Movie Ride and Jungle Cruise, who then grew up in Frontierland at the base of Big Thunder Mountain. I am beyond stoked for this attraction. I mean, I'm a fan of themed immersive rides at theme parks in general, and to see something like this, of this caliber, come to a regional park like Cedar Point is a dream come true. On top of that, Forbidden Frontier, which debuted at the park this year in 2019, is also getting an update to coincide with the Snake River storyline. So essentially, these two attractions will be connected in one continuous story, which, again, establishes this immersive lore in the park and weaves a story that perpetuates a single attraction. So, big congratulations to Cedar Point on Snake River Expedition. I'm excited. And the last big announcement I wanted to talk about today is the ticket of a lifetime. Starting this February, 150 winners will be chosen throughout 2020 to receive the ticket of a lifetime, which is pretty much exactly how it sounds. You will have a lifetime ticket to Cedar Point. Now, like I said, this has to be won. This can't be bought or anything else. And if you are one of the lucky winners of this ticket, you'll also be able to give a ticket of a lifetime to 3 family members or friends. So that's 4 ticket of a lifetimes per winner and 150 winners overall. Now you can enter this contest online, outside the park, or at Cedar Point itself. Now, I would love to get my hands on one of these tickets, but as I was saying earlier, it's just another way that Cedar Point is really just going all out and spoiling the guests and just creating something special for their 150th. They're really showing the guests their appreciation, and it's just amazing. Alright, so that does it for our breakdown of the Cedar Point 150th anniversary announcements. Oh my goodness, guys, I still can't get over everything that was announced. Like I said, the park is really taking everything up to the next level. They're just bringing themselves to be this next level caliber park. It's just crazy. Oh my goodness, it's amazing, and I can't wait to see it all come to fruition next year. Now, I myself have never been to Cedar Point. I've always wanted to ever since I was a little kid. I've been dreaming of it, but this year is the year I am going to go. Like, I just can't not go. I have to. I mean, the park itself has been really high on my bucket list for a long time, but with everything coming this year between the restaurants and the parade and, of course, Snake River Expedition, I'm so excited. I have no words. Oh my goodness. It's gonna be amazing. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning into this first episode of Theme Park Parlay. Please give me a comment down below. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, what I could improve on. I'm always working to make the channel better and try new things. So yeah, don't be afraid to let me know what's up. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Here on Adventures with Parker, we cover all things theme parks, travel, and local attractions. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that wonderful YouTube stuff. And also be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at ABV_with_Parker. Or you can just search up Adventures with Parker. I'm sure I'm easy enough to find. But anyways, that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining me. And remember, the adventure is calling. See you guys.